on. I like the way your titties bounce when you're shaking that ass without don't give a fuck attitude. Haters in your face. Chase is my middle name and I'm coming for you. I'm bringing fire, baby. You gotta be ready for me. Hella B is what I hear when your heart beat. No playing games. A girl like you be mine. With Beauty and the Beast. Our chemistry's wrong with the way you're dancing to the song. I disagree. Agree to disagree. You want me now? I feel the temperature rise before I hold you down. I gotta warn you, girl. I'm so dangerous. In my jungle, it's chaotic. You need binoculars. What's up? It's your boy, Liberty. So before I sat on my couch to give this interview, my little brother spoke to me on Facebook and he was like, LB, please, don't wear shades this time. I was like, bro, I don't need to wear shades to talk to my people. I can just talk to my people. Anyway, the first question they have for me is, who is Liberty? Liberty is the son of a single mom, born and raised in Kadoma, in the little town of Remuka. Had difficulties growing up. I had nothing basically, like, really. Got kicked out of school I don't know how many times. Grew up with nothing. Later on jumped the border to South Africa for better. And I never stopped going, like I just kept going. But one thing that my mother told me when I was growing up was, never give up. If you look up and ask God for anything, sincerely ask God for anything, He will give you anything you want. At that time, as a little kid, I was like, well, she's my mom, what can she say? She just wanna make me feel better. But today, sitting on this couch, I'll tell you that it is true. God blessed me. He blessed me every day. He gives me what I want. I ask and He bless me. And we go to the question, why am I here? First things first, I'm a servant of God. I'm here to worship my God. And after that, just do everything else comes next. But the reason why I'm down here is I have to worship my God. I'm too religious. I am religious. He blessed me with a nice voice. Thank you, God. He blessed me with the brain. I'm never scared. I take risks. All my life I've been taking risks. Like since I jumped the border in 2004, I've been going hard. Like at times I thought I would just snap. But I always tell myself, God got you. And that's why I keep going. I never stop. Then we go to the question, why did you jump the border? I jumped the border because I felt in Zimbabwe there was no life for me then. I was just a little kid. My whole family had just jumped the border to South Africa. I was all alone. I remember this one day. It was just, I was in Harare. I was at school. Then I was supposed to go home. And then I go back home after like 4 months, 5 months of school. You know, happy that I'll reunite with my family. And I got to my crib. I knocked on my door. There was silence. I heard a voice, you know, like from inside saying, come in. That was my grandmother. I got inside the house. I just started crying. My grandmother couldn't walk. When I left her like 4 months ago, everything was fine. She was fine, but when I came back, the whole left side struggled. And as a little boy, 14 years, it was too much for me to take in, and I just started crying. And I asked, where's my mom? She said she had no idea. Where's my sister? She said Melody, who is my the sister that I follow, she went to South Africa. Where's my brother Joe? He also went to South Africa. Where's my big sister Miriam? Well, she lived somewhere down there. She didn't know where my big sister lived. Then At that point, I saw that there was really no life for me. And she even told me, you gotta go back. But the problem was, where was I going back to? In Harare, I was just there for school, and they told me you have to go back home. And I tried to look for my sister. I found my sister. She was living in this little apartment, one-roomed house with a daughter. At the time, she had just one daughter, Maud, my niece. She was very tiny, and my sister told me, there's nothing here. I packed my bags. Well, they were already packed. I never slept there. I went to town. I tried to go to one of my uncles. I don't talk to him. I don't owe him. He doesn't owe me anything as far as I'm concerned. But at that time, I was really, really in need, and I went to him. I was like, please, I need some money to just take a bus so that I can go back to Harare. I don't know what I'll do as soon as I get there, but that's where light is right now for me. He understood me, and he gave me money. I slept there the night, and he gave me money. I went to Harare. As soon as I got back to Harare, I went to the school, and I told them what had happened, and the principal told me, well, there are a lot of boys with the story, like with the same story like yours. Just go to your dorm and just live there for the next month until school opens. I went there, I lived there, etc., etc. And then 2 years later, things didn't work out. They kicked me out of school. And I went back to Kadoma. I lived there for 3 months. I got a call, not a call actually, I got a letter from one of my best friends, Abdul Rahman. At that time, he was 12 years old. He wrote me this letter, and the language was so gibberish. I hope now he can actually write English properly. Not that he cannot write, no, but it was just like a little baby was writing that. But he told me to come back to Harare. He had a plan for me. I believe in him, and I really believe in him. He had my back, and he's just a little kid who had my back all the time. He always got my back. I went back to Harare, and he told me that his father had a job for me. I had to work as a gardener and a housekeeper. I worked for them, and at that time I was 15, because I started working for them as soon as I went to Harare. I was 14, so I worked for them from the age of 14 to the age of 17. I worked hard. I was a gardener, I was a housekeeper. Tough job. But I never stopped going for the dreams, things that I wanted. And at that time it was so difficult because I didn't know what was right and I didn't know what was wrong. Because my whole life things have been just, nothing was making sense. You wake up in the morning, you don't know where your father is, and that inspired me to do the song A Message to God. I wake up in the morning, all the love is gone. No father love, no guidance, I'm all alone. Now I'm stuck in the middle, I don't know where to go. I used to know what was right and wrong, what's happening to me. But there's nothing that's happening to me. I told my cousin the same thing. When you look into the mirror, you don't see your father. You don't see the person you were. Allow yourself to only see the person you want to become. That's how I live life nowadays. And that's how I've been living life for the past 6 years on the run. I jumped the border, came to Jersey, illegal immigrant. No one could give me a job. I was very young, inexperienced with life. I was a hard worker. I'm always a hard worker. I've been like this since I was 10. I was getting money since I was 10.